The reality of hustle culture. Is it helping or hurting you? Welcome to the hustle culture debate. Ever feel like you're working so hard that you're barely living? If that resonates with you, welcome to hustle culture, a mindset that has taken over social media, career advice, and modern work philosophy. Hustle culture glorifies the grind. It's the idea that if you're not pushing yourself 24/7, you're falling behind. The concept of work-life balance takes a backseat to work until you hit your goals. But here's the big question. Is hustle culture really helping us reach our dreams, or is it just burning us out? Today, we're breaking down the reality of hustle culture, diving into both its benefits and downside to help you figure out if it's driving you forward or dragging you down. Let's find out if hustle culture is helping you achieve your dream, or if it's time to rethink the grind. Ready to get started? Let's jump in. What is hustle culture and why is it so addictive? So, what exactly is hustle culture? Hustle culture is this idea that if you want success, you need to work non-stop. It tells us that the grind never stops and that if you're not striving, sacrificing, or pushing yourself to the limit, you're not doing enough. Hustle culture doesn't just suggest hard work. It glorifies a lifestyle of continuous, intense effort, where rest and downtime are seen as weaknesses. Why hustle culture feels so good at first. Here's why hustle culture is so appealing. It's incredibly motivating. The message is that your dreams are within reach if you're willing to put in the work. It taps into our ambition, our desire for progress, and our belief in self-made success. In today's world, we're surrounded by stories of entrepreneurs, influencers, and even athletes who talk about working all hours of the day to make it. It's easy to feel like if they're doing it, maybe we should be too. For many, hustle culture feels empowering. It's about taking control of your future, making sacrifices for your goals, and feeling like you're unstoppable. After all, success stories of hard workers are everywhere, and hustle culture gives us a roadmap. If you put in enough effort, you can accomplish anything. The payoff of hustle culture. Hustle culture isn't all bad. It actually has its perks, especially when used strategically. Think about when you're building a new business, trying to meet a big deadline, or launching a new project. Hustling for a short, intense period can create incredible momentum. It teaches discipline, focus, and resilience. When you're grinding for a purpose, hustle culture can push you to new heights. But the key here, hustle culture should be used as a tool, not as a lifestyle. The problem arises when the grind becomes constant and rest is forgotten. The 4 hidden costs of hustle culture. So, what's the other side of hustle culture? While it might seem productive, hustle culture also has a dark side that can creep in if you're not careful. When you're working nonstop, there are some hidden costs to be aware of. Costs that impact not only your productivity, but also your health, relationships, and overall happiness. 1. Burnout and exhaustion. One of the biggest issues with hustle culture is burnout. Burnout isn't just feeling tired. It's a state of deep exhaustion that affects you mentally, physically, and emotionally. Hustle culture often pushes us to ignore our need for rest. But when you're constantly grinding, your body and mind eventually hit a wall. Burnout looks different for everyone, but some common symptoms include constant fatigue, even after a full night's sleep, lack of motivation or feeling done with everything, difficulty concentrating or completing tasks, physical symptoms like headaches, muscle tension, and trouble sleeping. The scary part? Once burnout sets in, it can take weeks or even months to fully recover. So, while hustling might help you hit short-term goals, if you're not careful, it can lead to long-term damage. Second, impact on mental health. Hustle culture can also take a serious toll on mental health. The constant pressure to always be productive creates a high-stress environment that can lead to anxiety, stress, and even depression. When we're always on, we don't give ourselves time to relax or recharge, and that pressure builds up over time. This mindset can also make us feel like we're never enough, which can lead to feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt. When you're always striving for more, it's easy to forget to appreciate what you've already accomplished, leading to a cycle of stress and dissatisfaction. 3. Strain on relationships. Relationships often take a hit when hustle culture takes over. When you're constantly working, it's easy to lose connection with the people who matter most. You might miss family gatherings, skip social events, or feel too mentally drained to spend quality time with loved ones. Over time, this can lead to isolation, loneliness, and a lack of support. Ironically, the very things we need to stay mentally and emotionally strong. 4. Loss of creativity and joy. Another hidden cost of hustle culture, it can strip away the joy and creativity that made you love your work in the first place. When you're focused on productivity and results, work becomes just another to-do list item. Hustle culture can turn even your passions into chores, and that's where the real danger lies. When your creativity dries up, it's hard to stay motivated or inspired. When hustle culture works for you, and when it works against you, hustle culture isn't always bad. It's more about knowing when and how to use it. So, Let's look at when hustle culture can actually help you reach your goals and when it starts working against you. When hustle culture helps. There are times when hustling can be incredibly helpful, especially if you're working toward a specific, time-sensitive goal. Think of it like a sprint in a marathon. For example, if you're launching a new product, preparing for a big event, or pushing to hit a milestone, going all in can be the fuel you need to get there. Hustling is also helpful when you're learning a new skill or going through a period of growth. Putting in extra time and effort can accelerate your progress and help you reach new heights. When hustle culture hurts, hustle culture becomes harmful when it's not just a sprint, but an ongoing marathon. The signs that it's working against you: if you're constantly exhausted, feeling detached from loved ones, losing interest in your work, or finding it hard to get motivated, that's a red flag. Long-term hustle culture leads to burnout, and it can cost you more in the long run than it's worth. The key is knowing when to shift gears. Hustling is a tool, but it's not a 24/7 requirement. Knowing when to push forward and when to pull back is essential for staying healthy, focused, and, most importantly, happy. 5 ways to reach your goals without burning out. So, how can you get the benefits of hustle culture without falling into its traps? Here are some ways to achieve your goals while keeping your health, happiness, and sanity intact. 1. Set boundaries. Around work, boundaries are a game changer. Set specific work hours and commit to them. Once the clock hits your stopping point, log off. Weekends, if possible, keep them free. Boundaries protect your personal time, allowing you to recharge and focus on other areas of life that matter. 2. Prioritize self-care. Self-care isn't a luxury, it's a necessity, especially when you're pushing yourself. Make time for activities that nourish your body and mind, whether it's exercise, meditation, reading, or simply relaxing. Think of self-care as fuel for your energy and resilience. When you take care of yourself, you're better equipped to take on challenges without burning out. 3. Focus on working smart, not just hard hustle culture. Often glorifies working harder, but it's actually about working smarter. Prioritize tasks that truly make a difference. Delegate when you can, and use productivity tools to stay organized. Focus on high-impact work, and don't get bogged down by busy work. 4. Celebrate small wins. In hustle culture, we're constantly encouraged to chase the next big goal, but celebrating small wins can help you stay motivated, boost your morale, and remind you of the progress you're making. Take a moment to recognize even the little achievement. They add up and keep you moving forward. 5. Make rest a priority. Here's a secret. Rest isn't just a break from work. It's part of the work. Rest is where creativity happens, where problem-solving thrives, and where motivation gets recharged. So don't wait until you're exhausted to take a break. Schedule regular rest days and downtime. This isn't slacking. It's essential for long-term productivity and success. Conclusion: finding balance in hustle culture. Hustle culture can be both a powerful motivator and a trap, and finding the right balance is essential for both success and well-being. The key is using hustle culture as a tool rather than letting it dictate your entire life. You can be driven, ambitious, and hardworking while still making time for rest, relationships, and joy. So, ask yourself, is hustle culture helping you reach your dreams? Or is it just wearing you down? If it's the latter, maybe it's time to redefine what success looks like for you. Remember, achieving your goals is important, but maintaining your health, happiness, and relationships along the way, that's priceless. Ready to find a healthier balance between hustle and happiness? Start by setting one new boundary this week, or take a break to recharge. And if you found this helpful, be sure to check out our next video, Success Without Sacrifice: Strategies to Avoid Burnout.